Hey everyone, welcome back to American Car Legends, the channel where iconic engineering, brutal performance, and the greatest machines ever built get the spotlight they truly deserve. And today, we've got something special. Something reborn. Something wearing one of the most legendary three letters ever stamped onto a Mercedes-Benz hood. This is the 2026 Mercedes SLR 129, the modern revival of a name that defined elegance, speed, and absolutely unapologetic supercar presence. The SLR has always been more than a car. It's been a statement. A halo machine that tells the world exactly what Mercedes-AMG is capable of when they stop worrying about rules and start building dreams. And for 2026, that philosophy returns, wrapped in a long nose, cab-back, aerodynamic silhouette that pays tribute to the original Sterling Moss SLR while pushing deep into the future with carbon fiber sculpting, active aero, and one of the wildest front-engine layouts on the road today. Right from the moment you see it, the SLR 129 demands attention. The elongated hood, the side gills, the low-slung nose, everything screams heritage, but nothing feels outdated. The headlights are razor-thin laser projectors, the grille has been modernized into a sleek aerodynamic channel, and the butterfly doors open upward in a dramatic sweep that instantly tells you, this isn't just a sports car, this is a German luxury missile built to dominate highways and track straights alike. Under that impossibly long hood sits a power plant that Mercedes crafted specifically for the new SLR program. A handcrafted 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 paired with a next-generation electric hybrid booster. Combined output? An astonishing 903 horsepower and 956 lb-ft of torque. And even though this machine carries the elegance of a Grand Tourer, don't let the styling fool you. This thing launches from 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds and doesn't stop pulling until it reaches a top speed of 224 miles per hour, electronically limited for tire safety. This is brute force engineered with surgical precision, but the magic of the SLR has always been its driving character. Unlike lightweight mid-engine exotics, the SLR is unapologetically front-engined. That means long-distance stability, a signature feeling of being behind a massive power plant, and the unmistakable sensation of controlling a front-engine Super GT the way the old silver Aeros were meant to be driven. Mercedes kept that sensation alive but refined it with active torque vectoring, rear-wheel steering, and a new carbon Kevlar chassis that weighs 137 pounds less than the previous generation SLR platform. Slide inside and you're met with craftsmanship that blends retro racing cues with modern luxury. The cockpit wraps around you with deep-set carbon fiber, turbine-inspired vents, and a center console carved from a single brushed aluminum plate. The seats are AMG's new adaptive carbon buckets, lightweight but surprisingly comfortable, capable of adjusting their bolstering on the fly based on G-forces and driving mode. And of course, every stitch, every panel, every control surface feels like it was designed to remind you that the SLR is not mass-produced, it's assembled with an obsession for detail. Behind the wheel, the first thing you notice is the immediacy. The throttle response is almost telepathic thanks to the hybrid torque fill. The exhaust note is deep, sharp, and metallic, the kind of sound only a hand-built AMG V8 can make. At cruising speed, the cabin is quiet and composed, but once Sport Plus or Track mode wakes the active baffles, the SLR transforms into a symphony of turbo spool, electric whine, and raw V8 aggression. But what makes the 2026 SLR 129 truly impressive is its dual personality. In comfort mode, it glides like a luxury coupe, smooth, refined, and surprisingly efficient for a 900-plus horsepower monster. Switch modes, and every component tightens, the dampers stiffen, the aero panels deploy, the steering sharpens, and the hybrid motors shift priority to maximum output. You feel the whole chassis wake up as if the car just remembered who it truly is, a descendant of racing legends built to conquer tarmac and leave everything else in its wake. Mercedes didn't ignore the technology side either. The digital cluster is fully customizable, displaying performance metrics, aerodynamics, battery temps, torque distribution, and even a real-time wind tunnel visualization. The infotainment stays understated, because in a car like this, you aren't here for touchscreens, you're here for the drive. Still, you get a Burmester 4D high-res audio setup, wireless everything, and a voice assistant tuned specifically for performance settings. On the safety front, the SLR 129 includes adaptive radar cruise, lane guidance, emergency braking, and an AI-based collision mitigation system, but Mercedes wisely lets you disable most of it when you're on the track. After all, this isn't a commuter car. This is a supercar shaped by decades of performance history. What really sets the SLR 129 apart is how it feels on the open road. The stability at high speed is unreal. The rear-wheel steering eliminates the heaviness you expect from a long-nose machine, making the car rotate effortlessly through sweeping corners. The traction control algorithms have been revised to allow controlled slip without pulling back the power too aggressively. And when you punch the throttle, the hybrid boost hits instantly, filling in every gap that a turbo might create. There's also the emotional side, the way people react when they see it. The SLR 129 has presence. It's the kind of car that draws a crowd at gas stations, the kind that feels special every single time you walk up to it and those butterfly doors rise like wings. It carries the DNA of the legendary SLR McLaren but reimagined for a new generation, sharper, faster, more refined, but still unmistakably a front-engine Mercedes supercar. And then there's the exterior detailing, the exposed carbon fiber spine, the side exit quad exhausts tucked just behind the fender vents, the sculpted rear diffuser with active channels, and a retractable spoiler that can shift into an air brake mode at high speeds. Everything isn't just for show, it all serves a purpose. Function and beauty unified in one stunning form. By the time you finish a drive in this car, you realize something: the 2026 Mercedes SLR 129 isn't trying to compete with every other hypercar out there. It's doing its own thing, following its own lineage, and standing proudly as one of the last great front-engine super grand tourers. A machine built not only to dominate roads, but to remind enthusiasts what real automotive soul feels like. And with supercar brands moving toward all-electric platforms, the SLR 129 might just go down as one of the final masterpieces in the hybrid V8 era. A perfect blend of old-school emotion and new-school engineering. So that's the 2026 Mercedes SLR 129. Powerful, elegant, iconic, and absolutely worthy of the legendary SLR badge. A car that doesn't just get you from point A to B, but makes every inch of the journey unforgettable. Thanks for watching American Car Legends. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Mercedes' most breathtaking creations, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more legendary machines, and drop a comment on what car you want to see next. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay legendary.